Good evening, Wonders. Welcome to the Wondering Hour with Mom and Dad, a cozy corner of the night where your questions drift in like lanterns, and together we follow wherever they glow.
Welcome back. This week, at the end of the episode, we have a couple shout outs to give to people who interacted with our TikTok. If you'd like to hang out until then and hear those, we'd really appreciate it. But beyond that, let's get right into it. Our first question today is, where or how do you find serenity? Now, I'll take this one first. I think that a lot of it comes from my environment. If I am in or around a calming environment, then I can find serenity there. There's a lot of it that comes from gaming, but also gaming brings out the worst in me, so it's not always
Very
from
true.
gaming. But yeah, it's definitely, and that like the Disney Dreamlight Valley type of gaming, old school Harvest Moon type of gaming.
Cozy games.
Yeah, those can really bring me serenity, and then you load up Call of Duty and we're no longer having a good time. But yeah, it's kind of a mindset,
Yeah, that's fair.
really. I think, yeah, and definitely certain games can help put you in that mindset, but
I like that. I think that's a good answer. I think for me, a lot of serenity is directly tied to my to-do list. So if I have just a free day, I'm usually finding a lot of serenity in that. I'm also might be a little biased because it is currently but like a snow day where you don't have to go to school or work. That's happened to me before. Even not in teaching jobs, but like to just be snow and white and everything's just like quiet and cold, and I love the brightness of a snow day, and it just feels like a fresh blanket. A rainy day is also up there as well, but it's calming,
Yeah.
but serene is really a snow day for me.
I think that wind that generally kind of accompanies either that snowy or rainy day, also like just the whooshing of it against the walls of the house. There's something about that too that, yeah, can just take me right into a special place.
Yes, and I don't know if maybe that's a lot of that's tied to like a winter break for me, which I've talked before is a very peaceful time for me. Again, like a summer break is usually pretty nice as well. However, I'm not like a hot weather person, and so like sweating inside, even though I don't have a lot to do, isn't like my favorite. But yeah, winter break when it's snowy and cold, nowhere to be, nothing to do, is the epitome of serenity for me. And usually that holiday break is accompanied by like the twinkling lights and that just like time of the year vibe. I
Yeah,
love
having
it.
all the lights off in the house and the Christmas tree lights on in the corner of the living room, like, what a vibe that is for just like, yeah, let's just hang out and have a chill time, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Now, before we get to the next question, Wanderers, don't forget to follow us on Spotify so you never miss a new question. And if you want the extra moments, the cut questions, the cozy chaos, and the memories, come find us on TikTok and YouTube. We'd love to have you there. Keep wondering with us.
Awesome. Do you influence people more than they influence you?
That's a really fun question. I like to think that I do. Listeners may not know this about me, but I've got a lot of weird niche sayings that I do a lot. And those tend to rub off on my group. I will start saying something silly. I heard it in a movie once and I just run with it and I like it. But that also works both ways. there are people in my friend group that also do the same kind of thing, where they'll pick a saying and run with it, and then I pick it up from them. But I like to think I do, and then just in general, with my positive mental attitude, I also like to think that I'm a kind of beacon for people around me in that aspect as well. If people are having a bad day at work, I come up and crack a few jokes and try and make their day a little bit better. So I like to think that I influence people more than they influence me. I think, yeah.
Cute. I would agree. I don't feel the same. I like to think that I'm someone who marches to the beat of my own drum, and while that's true, I still also feel like people are kind of a collection of everything in their lives. You know, your best friend who taught you how to make ramen in the 6th grade, and like that friend who showed you that sound. Like, I really kind of absorb those things, and while I kind of filter out, you know, what stays and makes me me, like, I really feel I am someone who is influenced by people around me. I'm not looking for other people to influence me, but I take a lot of that in, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I use that to kind of make the mosaic that is me.
That's fun phrasing. I like that a lot.
Yeah, because again, I feel, just those little pieces of everyone in my life is how I like to take it. I don't think I'm out here influencing anybody, but I take a lot from other people, and other people are a great source of inspiration for me. And so I see that in a lot of other people and be like, oh, that's something that I really wish that I could bring into my own life.
Yeah.
And kind of gravitate towards that.
Yeah, that's a fun way of thinking about it too, is your willingness to take things in from other people versus like what you're trying to put out.
Yeah.
So it's, to learn from other people and really be influenced by.
Yeah, because I feel like you definitely could read this question and be like, oh, well, I'm no sheep kind of thing. Yeah. And it's like, I don't think that that's necessarily what I am either. But I do take a lot from people in my life. And that's why, they say it's so important to pick the people in your life, because that's the type of person you're going to be. And so do that with great intention.
This is probably not a great analogy, especially for people like us who don't really like it, but kind of like a tofu, where you can take on the flavors of what's around you.
Yes.
Which is, definitely interesting.
And I think that is a great example. I definitely think that I'm someone who is moldable, and I can kind of almost chameleon, like, depending on who I'm with and where I am, which can be very draining if it's not like my place to be, or somewhere that I really resonate with. But I do kind of assess the vibe and feel what's necessary to be a part of this kind of ordeal, if that makes any sense. And so
I feel like that has a lot to do with your upbringing too, of just kind of reading and figuring out where your place is and things like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, if we're at like a workshop and it's like, okay, we need people to be talking and interacting and doing these activities, like, okay, I can step up and I can be that person. And if other people are already like big personalities, I'm like, whew, I will be sitting on the wall with my fellow quiet people. And so it's just kind of, whatever is needed, I'll be that person.
Yeah.
So invite me to dinner parties. I'll be what you need.
All right. Now, what can you do to make your life better?
All right. Assessing.
Thinking.
I think there's a lot of things that you can say that are easy, like go out, do this, do that. I think the best answer for this, for me, is to take a small step every day. really figure out what it is that your life is missing, what it is that you want to be doing, what it is you need in your life, or what your goals are. How do you get there? And you can't, like, if you want to be fit, you're not just going to wake up and be fit. You need to do a little bit each day. If you want to save money, you have to do a little bit each day. If you need, kinder people in your life, well, you're going to need to talk to people and find them and build those friendships. And I think it's just finding the small steps. What's one thing I can do that's achievable today? What's one person I can say hi to today? What's $2 I can put away today? What can I do my exercise goal and my 10,000 laps around the room, or 10,000 steps. Laps is crazy. But I think that's the big one for me, is one small step a day. I like to think that I'm a bit of a dreamer, and I have big, lavish goals, but I also have ADD. So then if I can't do everything that I want to do in one sitting, well, I'm going to lose steam. And I'm going to lose steam real fast, and then that becomes a back burner project. And I still do that with a lot of things in my life. So I'm trying. I have reassessed and thought about this, and as I get older, I am trying to break it into smaller steps. So, like, what's something I can do right now that's going to keep me excited about this, moving forward with this, but isn't draining? And I think that that's the easiest answer for me.
Yeah, that's very fair. My short answer is make your life better. Obviously anybody can say that, but the consistent forward progression is all you need. I've said it on here multiple times. Make your day 1% better every day, which is fine when you think about it like in basic terms of today's 1% better, tomorrow is 2% better, the next day is 3% better. But if you break it down, if you make tomorrow 1% better than the 1% you made today, then tomorrow will be 1.01% better, and the day after that will be 2.03%, and then 3.06, and then that compounds on itself. The point zeros don't feel like a lot until you make it to day 365, and your life is 400, I don't know if that's correct, percent better than it was at the start of the year. And you only worked at it 1% every day. It does not take a lot to be 1% better than you were the day before. One extra smile at a passerby on the street, $1 saved if that's your goal, whatever it is, it's just a small thing.
Yeah, I don't care of the size of the step you take, as long as you take a step.
Yeah.
And I think, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but just...
Yeah, consistent forward progress, no matter how big or how small. If you're taking a step toward a goal, you are that much closer to it. And that's something that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah, this is going to be the weirdest analogy. I think of Shrek when Donkey doesn't want to cross that bridge, and he kind of scares him and pushes him back. He's like, "Whoa, no, Shrek, don't look that way!" And then he's on the other side, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So it may be scary, and you may be screaming the whole time, but you're gonna get to the other side of the bridge and go, "Wow, all right, not so bad."
Consistent forward progress is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Well, Dad, what is your favorite hiding space?
This is gonna be a common theme for me starting how many ever episodes ago. My big one would probably be video games. And if not video games, I kind of just retreat into myself in those moments where that's not necessarily feasible. if I need to get away from something and I'm out and about and don't have access to my computer or whatever, then it'll kind of just be, and that'll be anything from like running down any kind of like strategy that I might want to build a magic deck around, or my next steps that I want to take in a video game when I get back to it, or something like that. But that I turn most of my energy internal, set those thoughts and goals in motion internally. And video games is such an easy thing because you can lose 2, 3, 6, 10 hours to video games if you're not careful, of just like hanging out with friends, doing whatever, and it's just the time's gone. But yeah, that would definitely be for me is video games, or just go internal if I need to.
Yeah, that's interesting. One, I think I took this question a little literally. And if I need to be away, it's the biggest thing, and I genuinely need to hide. Even growing up and during like panic attacks into adulthood, for me it's a closet, which is the weirdest thing. But like it's usually dark. There's 4 walls. It's a small space. I can feel my walls, and I sit there and I'm like, whew, and I can breathe. And I think that it's not necessarily a closet in itself, but like the absence of all the extra stimuli I need a quieted space.
Yeah.
And I mean the same, I guess, could be my bedroom at the end of the day, and a dark space is a big thing for me. But that's generally my answer. Internally, or going inward is a big one for me as well. That's something that if I'm hiding, I want to be for myself. That's the easiest answer. Which is funny because alternatively, I would almost say the internet as well. But maybe that's because I'm not like someone who's big on the internet and interacting a ton on the internet. So I just feel like I can hide in the internet.
Yeah.
Not hide behind the internet, but like there's just everyone is on the internet. It's so easy to just be in.
Yeah, you think of that scene, or not that scene, but like the large portion of scenes in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, of like all of these users just traveling around, and like you can't discern one from the other of just whatever. You're not hiding behind the anonymity that the internet gives you, but you can just exist in a space, and nobody's looking at you, looking for you.
Yeah. So I feel like I can kind of, brain dump and lose a lot of that and do that kind of internal work without. And maybe we're just old now, but I love when people are always like taking a break from the internet. And I'm like, well, I will be on the internet for my break. I'm not going to be engaged with you. And that's so easy to do in that space, which is nice. If you're trying to hide.
Yeah. There's so many things that I do appreciate a good like phone purge every now and then. And like it used to be like camping trips, things like that. I would just leave my phone in the vehicle and go camp. Or like you've seen me do it before. I get overwhelmed when I get more than like 2 messages back to back, and then I just yeet my phone somewhere, and then I find it in a few hours because it's just not. I'm not interested in being needed like that. But yeah, there's something to be said for like that also, of just like, don't let me just be.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even especially when you're out and about, what a great way to kind of retreat from like the publicness of like, even on transit, it's like you can be sitting there, you can be looking out, and it's like, well, now I feel like I'm a part of this bus route or whatever. But you pick up your phone and it's like, well, now I'm hiding behind my screen. Like, I don't exist now to other people. So that's a weird.
Yeah, and that like the purging of taking a break from technology, I feel like those in many cases are people that can't separate like social media from technology. Not that that's a bad thing. I feel like social media is absolutely ever present in almost everything that we do nowadays. But yeah, I can just be on my phone for hours. I was telling you earlier today, and just look at random magic cards on an app I have on my phone. Just click the Wikipedia random page button, where it just brings you to a random magic card, and I can just do that for hours, and then I'm not interacting with social media, I'm not interacting with people, not interacting with the fear mongering that's going on in the news every day. It's just me hanging out with my fake little pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that also, yeah, the people that I find that funny also when people are like, I'm taking a break from technology, because like there's so many good things that technology has to offer, but there's also, it's a window to so much good and a window to so much bad. So I definitely get that, but yeah, it's just
I love talking about phone games with people, because the one phone game that I play is a life simulator, but it's funny because you just like make selections and then it just gives you the text of what's happening, and I'm like, this isn't a game, like you're just reading, bro, like.
Yeah.
So that's a funny thing that I like to do on my phone, which again is very much not a part of the socialness of my phone. But yeah, there's so many different ways to do that, and so many different ways to hide.
Yeah. How could you reinvent yourself?
Okay, I think a lot of this goes back to what can you do to make your life better. I think a big thing is making a small step every day. Again, I think it's kind of crazy to expect that you just have a new wardrobe and hair and personality kind of ordeal. I think if you really want to truly reinvent yourself, and I feel like you're someone who's done a lot of like self-work, to do a little bit each day. Like, to step outside of your comfort zone just a little bit, to be like, okay, today I'm going to try a new hairstyle. Today I'm going to try a sweater I wouldn't usually wear. Today I'm going to try to be a little bit nicer than I was yesterday. To take those small steps, I think, is such a big thing. Because unless you have the means to, like, show up in a new city, who I guess then you could be anybody, that's probably the easiest way to reinvent yourself. But if you can't do that, I would say just, step out of that comfort zone every day and do something different. But, like, I also think I have a bit of imposter syndrome, so if I wear, like, a sweater or, like, a new hairstyle that's, like, feels awkward all day, I'm just like, oh, gosh, these people know that I'm not a hat person, and they're all looking at me, and I'm standing out because of it, and it's like, maybe you just wear a hat and you get comfortable with the fact that you can wear a hat and you're allowed to wear a hat. And then eventually I'm just like, oh, I'm a hat person now. And then you take the next big step. And I guess that's my answer for that.
It's fun to do these questions with you. I feel like in so many cases you take them literally.
Yeah. There's a lot of odds in my family.
I went with the more theoretical, metaphorical approach here in my thought process of this, which is very much do the work on yourself. Again, back to the what can you do to make your life better, consistent forward progress. Like you said, I've done a lot of work on me throughout my childhood and into my teenage years, even early adulthood. I was not the kindest person that I could be. I did not like the person that I was, and I really committed to changing that and becoming that beacon of positivity. That's what I wanted to put out into the world. I had put so much negativity into the world already, and I did not want that cycle to continue. So I did a lot of self-work to get me there. And that was not tooting my own horn or anything, because it was a very slow process. That was not assisted self-work in any way. It was just shifting my mentality to what I wanted it to be, what I wanted to present myself as to the world, what I wanted my impact on the world to be. It was just that, slow shift every day, a little bit here, that one extra smile, the one extra joke, the whole shift to just make one person's day better every day. That whole thing, and then to really embody that, just took a lot of self-work. But commit to a change that you're interested in, and do it. Consistent forward progress is the name of the episode, not literally.
I used to be a pants person, well, a basketball shorts person, if we're being really honest, because it felt really awkward to be like in dresses or a skirt. And now I can confidently say that I am a dress person in every instance. I own like 2 pairs of pants, and that took like a decade to really solidify being a dress person. And so we both have put in effort.
I think that the name of the episode, not literally, maybe literally, we'll see, is consistent forward progress. It's the small steps that you can make every day, as long as you're doing it consistently, not sporadically. As long as you have a goal in mind and you're pushing towards that goal, you're winning.
Yeah, and I mean, even sporadically is better than nothing. So I mean, even if you can't commit all the way, all the time.
Yeah.
Every so often, make the step.
Yeah.
And then maybe someday you'll be making the step every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very fair. Good point.
I just had to say that as a personal quitter myself. I don't want to discourage anyone from trying, because they're like, oh, well, I messed up today, and I might as well just quit while I'm ahead.
On the other podcast that I co-host, Take That Depression, not a sponsor.
A little bit.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
That's a professional quitter.
Oh yeah. I've talked at length about the fact that I will let myself down for free, but if I am doing something with somebody, I find it so much harder. Like schoolwork, I will not turn my own homework in. I don't care. Dock me some points. I'll make it up on the test. I'm not super worried about it. But if I'm doing a group project and somebody else's grade depends on me, I will carry the whole thing if I have to. Like I'm not worried about it. I am very much a person who thrives when they're beholden to someone. I'm not a like, you need to do better because you're doing bad. Like, I don't care if I'm doing bad. If you need to do better because you're hurting people around you, that's kind of my drive to do better and be better and to reach that next rung in the ladder, is if what I'm doing helps a friend, whatever. But yeah, that I am also a serial quitter. But that setting this up with you, setting up the other podcasts with my friend, and being beholden to you guys each week forces me to come back. I can't remember. We're about to record our 24th episode of that podcast. I don't know when I've done 24 weeks of anything. That was just a thing that I wanted to do. I don't know the last time I did 24 weeks of anything. So that's really, really helped me. So, and if that's you, find that person that you can commit to, and yeah, have that drive success also.
Yeah, I agree. Well, good. Let's fluff it up a little bit. What was the name of the first album you ever bought, and who was it by?
All right. As a child, I had what some might call a very advanced musical palette.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, everybody around me.
Your parents?
I'm pretty sure it was self-titled, but
I'm gonna text your mom.
it was Avril Lavigne. The CD with the Skater Boy on it. Because that was like my vibe. I wanted to be a skateboarder growing up. Like, I'd see him on the TV, whatever. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. That song, and yeah, there was I had a CD player in my room, and I'd listen to it every night. Absolutely loved that album. I'll still go back to some of those songs today and be like, yeah, it's a pretty good song. But yeah, my first album ever that I can remember being like, that one, was, again, I don't know if it's self-titled, but I'm pretty sure it's self-titled. It's Avril Lavigne. Yeah.
Good question. Well, I don't think this is any surprise to you. For me, it was Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again. I believe that was the whole name of the album, because I can picture it was like a goldish. She had a crop top on. It was a whole thing. I'm going to have to look it up now. I'm going to be really embarrassed if I got it wrong. But I'm a pop girly, so that doesn't surprise me at all. I don't remember buying the CD. I don't remember asking for it. However, I do remember that floating around my room for many, many, many years. And I do like me some Britney, so can't complain. I'm a pop girly.
Update. The album was called Let Go by Avril Lavigne.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
But yeah, I can definitely see that, and definitely a product of the times.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Was, yeah, the Britney Spears album, what a banger that was.
Yeah, we're so old. It was. Yep, she had those like brown. Oh, I wish I could see the picture. It like the chain, the bead chains hanging down. Yeah, she had that brown top on, and it was Oops, I Did It Again, the album. Yep, for sure. That was definitely the times.
Wild.
I know. I wish I knew what year that was. Many years ago, but. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. 2000.
That's so crazy. So 6 years old.
What a perfect album though for that, like return of the millennial. Millennium.
Turn of the millennium. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Millennia. It's whatever.
Yeah. Cut it. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Really strong product of the times.
Yeah, definitely. Next is, what is your Chinese zodiac sign and is it accurate? Now, while we're looking stuff up, I have a passage here that I'll read, and then we'll tell you whether or not we believe it's accurate.
Perfect.
However, we were both born in the same year, so it is the same for both of us.
Which makes sense, because we're the same person, obviously.
So our zodiac sign is the dog, and this says, those born in the year of the dog are known for their loyalty, sincerity, and honesty. They tend to do anything for the person they think is most important and are always willing to help others before taking care of their own interests. With their needs met, a quiet life, and a good family, the dogs can easily forget about any bad or evil in the world. Dogs are attentive and great listeners. They give great advice and are compassionate by nature. Dogs are the people you turn to when you need a good shoulder to cry on. They tend to be happy people who enjoy good health and a good disposition. Most dogs are not motivated by power or money, therefore they often feel less stress and tension around their personal lives.
No, it doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, I would tend to say that I agree with most of that. I would say that I'm also not the biggest on astrology or zodiac signs or whatever, because I feel they tend to use very generic language, and that's no different, of just like, here's some personality traits you might have that are very, very widely positively perceived. So
That's fair.
it's not like you like to kick things when they're down and you're like, that's not me. It's like, oh, I'm very loyal. Yeah,
I mean,
that's me.
I would agree. I do like a good astrology, everything. So if anyone wants to do my chart, let me know. I'll send us an email. But honesty, loyalty, the other ones.
The third thing that it also said,
Yeah.
sincerity.
Sincerity. I think those are things that we've talked about a lot on here. I think those are themes that are very recurring, at least for us. And yeah, they're generally pretty generic, and I think most people would say the same. But I do think those are things that come up a lot fast.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that the people enjoy good health and good disposition, not necessarily good health. I think you and I are both actively working on that, getting into better health, but a good disposition, for sure. And again, I'm not a lover of these things because it does use very generic language. But that's, yeah, I just finished talking about how I worked hard to shift my disposition from a person who was grumpy to a disposition of a person who is happier. So it makes sense, and again, it would just be silly for someone to be like, I'm not loyal.
And I mean, your signs are always such a weird thing as well, because you're trying to tell me everybody born in that year share those same traits. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know one person that was also born in that year that does not share those same things.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I can see where some of the skepticism comes in, but they're still fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a tool for sure. And that's one of those things too, like, as long as it's not negative, and I feel like in many cases they aren't, because then people would stop interacting with them. But like, if you're into those things, don't let my distrust of them like sour your thing. Like, if you read your horoscope and it's like, you're gonna take a chance today and it's really gonna pay off, like, and then you do this thing, you shoot your shot at this job that you didn't think you could get, and then you get it because your horoscope said that. Like, I'm one to believe that you would have gotten the job, full stop. It's not some passage on the internet that got you the job. It's your own merit. But if that's what it took to get you there, heck yeah. Whatever tools get you there, definitely, if you're into that thing. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. It's definitely a fun. I do enjoy reading them, but yeah, I definitely go into it with a skeptical eye of, how many other people could this apply to?
I used to get my horoscope sent to me every day in an email, and then people were like, I want to hang out tonight, and I'd be like, sorry, my horoscope says I'm not having that kind of day. But maybe I'm just using that as a personal reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that they're a fun tool, but yeah, I don't necessarily love the idea of somebody living their life by them.
Yeah.
Like, to the letter. But yeah, if you're using it as a tool, if you're using it as a fun little extra bit that you get every day, awesome. I'm here for it. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum.
I like to think of it as like a personal reflection.
Yeah.
Are these things that I'm doing, are these things, traits that could apply to me? Is this something I'd like to see more of in my life? And kind of lean into that aspect.
And again, I generally feel that they are more often than not positive.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like you're going to go out and punch 3 people today. Sorry, that's what your horoscope says. Then you have to punch 3 people. It's generally good things. So if you want to just take that as like a getting out of your comfort zone and do these things that you may not always be doing, heck yeah. If it's not like this is going to tell me how my day is going to be, it's like this is a guide for how I should plan my day.
Yeah.
I should take that shot for the job that I want. I should take the shot with the person that I'm interested in. I should whatever because my horoscope said. And yeah, that's good tool if you want to use it that way, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Who is the very first friend you ever remember making, and how old were you?
I was so young. And this person was my best friend throughout, I would say probably all through high school until I left for the Army, for sure. If not my best friend, he was still in my friend group. But yeah, I have very fond memories of him since probably preschool through high school. We lived like 2 blocks down from each other, so we would do the very old school using our home phone, call the other's home phone, and be like, start counting, and then we would just count how long it took for whoever called us to get there. And it was like, if we were sprinting, it was like 14 seconds. And it was just, that's childhood friendship right there. We would squirt guns, ride bikes, get into all kinds of shenanigans in the forest behind my house. We would. I was so young, and again, we remained really good friends, I would say, up until 18 when I left.
I love that. I would say in a similar vein, I went to preschool somewhere different than I went to kindergarten. After kindergarten, I moved again until 2nd grade, and then I came back to 3rd grade in the same school I went to kindergarten. Kindergarten is the first friend that I remember. I like to think I was out there making friends, but kindergarten, I remember this friend, and they live behind me in my house as well. So, I mean, we did bus routes and walks to school together and those sorts of things. And so proximity, I think, is a big thing for kids, especially. Like, it's, who do you see? Yeah,
you at least, and this is, I think, a unique situation to how and where we grew up. Growing up in a small town, USA, you don't make friends with someone from the next town over, and if you grew up in the city, you definitely don't make friends with someone from the next town over, because that's even farther away, harder to get to.
We had several towns that went to our school, so we weren't making friends with anyone else.
And it was so funny because you could tell pretty much who was from which town, because that was like the cliques in school. Like, if you grew up in whatever town,
according to bus rates,
then that was the people that you hung out with. And that kind of petered out into high school once people could drive and see each other on the off time more. But definitely throughout like middle school, it was just who you hung out with.
And that's why I didn't have any friends, because I could walk to school in middle school, and I was always late.
You fool.
But so when I came back in 3rd grade, I think that she was gone by then, or had a different, or left like the year after that. So we didn't get to reconnect in the same way, but we are still friends on Facebook. So pop in every so often.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you floss or use a toothpick when food gets stuck in your teeth.
Oh, okay. This is so dumb. When I was dating people, my favorite thing to say all the time is, I am always DTF, down to floss. But I'm like a compulsive flosser. I carry floss with me at all times. I hate having food stuck in my teeth. Toothpicks kind of gross me out because the idea of like soggy wood I don't enjoy. But I am down to floss all the time. I live to floss. I feel so clean. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You having floss on your person at almost all times has been a huge boon for me.
Well, because if there's food in my teeth, it's everybody's problem. So
I enjoy toothpicks as maybe an accessory, which is like,
ew.
what am I, a 1950s mobster or whatever? And I'm not out here like buying toothpicks to have one in my mouth. That's weird. But strictly for the purposes of getting food out of my teeth, floss is, I don't know why you would pick anything else. That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, if like a restaurant has the little like acrylic spinny doos where you get the one toothpick, and I'm paying, I'll just take a toothpick and rock that for a couple hours and then throw it away.
Gross.
But yeah, I'm not out here buying toothpicks, and I definitely don't think it's the superior way of clearing food from your teeth. That's wild.
Yeah,
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, I would say the same. Awesome. I'm so excited for this question. Compare your driving skills to something.
I'm super stoked to hear your answer to this question.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it the whole time.
John Mulaney bit incoming. I would say that for me, it would be something akin to the Fast and the Furious movies.
Is that
But
what we're
that
calling?
is just a joke. No, I don't know. I feel like I drive fine. I'm a less good driver in like a city environment. Again, growing up in small town USA, when you get past like 3 lanes, so like 4 lanes on either side, so an 8-lane highway, it gets to be a lot for me paying attention to who's moving over, who's not moving over, what speed, what not, whatever. Do I need to be left exiting or right exiting? It's just a lot.
That would be so much easier if you could tell your left from your right.
Yeah, that would also help. But yeah, anything under that 2-lane either side, so 4-lane highway is fine. 3-lane is fine because yeah, you got your passing lane, your traveling lane, and your exiting lane. That's easy. That's understandable. You got that. And yeah, definitely just the 2-lane one on either side is easy peasy. And yeah, I'm the driver for our family, unless I'm sick. So yeah, I think that it would probably just be consistent if I could compare my driving skills to anything. Like, I'm not going to be the fastest or the slowest, but I'll get us there.
See, if I'm doing, some kind of highway driving, my goal is to pass as many people as possible. Not at once. I'm going to pass one person. I'm going to set the speed. Then I'm going to find when the next person I can pass is. And I'm going to set the speed. And I'm going to do that continuously until I get to where I'm going. But since you brought it up, I would compare my driving to a 100-year-old dog who is texting while driving and drinking a smoothie. I love that bit. I've always related to that bit. I thought it was very funny because I personally felt it. Instead, it's just a healthy 28-year-old man trying his best. I'm the epitome of oopsie while driving, and my car can have a little curb as a treat. Because I be doing a lot of that. I'm just a lady out here doing her best. It's appalling to me that I got my driver's license still to date. It only took me 4 tries, but they gave it to me. So far so good.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it. And that's why I am the driver for our family.
Well, I just don't like drive. Like, I get sleepy while driving, like immediately. Like, I can drive for 15 minutes and I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, it's quite alarming sometimes. But it's like, even just like to drop the kids off at daycare. Sometimes when we get to do it together and you don't have to go to work right away in the morning or whatever, is like we'll be talking, and then it will be silent for 30 seconds, and I say another thing, and you just don't answer me, and I look over and you're asleep. What happened? But yeah,
I'm a sleepy girl. I can sleep under any instance.
Something like that, I guess. But yeah, it's slow, consistent, not slow, but consistent for sure. Consistent forward progression.
Trying my best.
Do you forgive and forget, or one or the other, or neither?
I forget. I don't always forgive.
That's crazy. I'm mad at you, but I don't know why.
I cannot remember why, but I do not like you for some reason. I am genuinely just a forgetful person. I'm always forgetful. I forget so much. Again, why I feel honesty is the best policy, because I can't remember. I can't store lies on my head. No way. But no, I absolutely will be like, there's something about you that I can't remember, but the vibe.
Yeah, I would say I'm the opposite. I will forgive. Again, this is kind of a one strike and you're out kind of thing. If you wrong me in a specific way, and then I'm like, hey, it's cool, let's move on from this, let's go from here, and then you wrong me again in that same way, then it's neither. But I tend to give people that second chance, especially in like circumstances when it's like, whatever, it could very easily have been a mistake. I'm very weird when it comes to like what verbiage you use around me. I don't know if we've talked about that here. I'm sure we have, but like you change one word in a sentence and it completely turns the meaning on its head. And that's something that, yeah, I won't forget that it happened. It's like, oh, you're the person that said whatever to me the one time. But I will, like, if it comes up and it's like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. And then it's like, oh, cool, yeah, sure, let's hang out, it's fine. And then if you do it again, that's like, all right, you had your chance, that's what it is. But yeah, I'm not a forgetter.
I am.
But I try and forgive at least once.
Yeah, which is, maybe that's why this works so well. You forgive and I forget.
We got a whole human between the two of us.
Yeah. And that's the key to marriage. Perfect. How easy, and I think this is our last question, how easy is it for you to get along with people?
I'm said here before, I'm a huge introvert, so I don't love to get along with new people. But that being said, I do think that it's pretty easy and pretty easygoing. I roll with the punches pretty well as far as the conversation goes, as far as what we're doing. I'm not like, I can kind of do whatever. I can do like a hike, or I can stay at home and play board games, or whatever people may want to do. I'm pretty easygoing about. So I would say it's pretty easy for me to get along with people, provided that I want to. There's also like new guys at work. If I come and like work on their machine and they like try and talk to me, my place of employment has really, really high turnover because the work is a little bit weird, and because I work nights. So nights just, I think, inherently has a higher turnover rate than days. And yeah, the work is unique. When I started there, I was also like thinking about quitting. And then my lead at the time said, give it 90 days. If you still feel this way at 90 days, leave. And that's what I tell anybody that asks me now, to give it 90 days. Or if I'm telling people to apply, give it 90 days. Because yeah, shortly before the 90-day mark it clicked, and then it was one of the easiest jobs I ever had. But if I'm working on a new guy's lines and they come up and talk to me, my answers are generally pretty short, because A, I'm doing something, go do anything else. B, I'm an introvert, I don't know you, get away from me. C, I don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow, I don't want to get to know you. So I can be short and not like a great person to be around, get to know. But I like to think that once you kind of break through that initial, once you're there for the 90 days and you look like you're going to stay, then I'll reach out, and if I'm on your machine, I'll talk to you or whatever. But yeah, it's once you break that point, then I'm pretty easy to go along with. But until then, yeah, it's just kind of like walls up. I don't really need to know you, or I don't want to know you. People on the street just come out and talk to me. The boy has such main character energy, so like people come up and talk to him, and then I have to interact with them, and I'm sure I'm just like the shortest answers, like, I want to be out of here, I don't want to talk to you right now, I just want to get back home. So yeah, I'm sure that there are people that would disagree with that, but again, I feel like you break past the walls, and I'm pretty easy to get along with.
Yeah, I like to say the same. I like to say that I get along with almost everyone. So if I have issues with someone, that to me is very suspicious, because again, I can kind of chameleon. If you want someone to fill conversations, I can absolutely do that. If you want someone to listen, I can absolutely do that. If you want somebody to not talk, sign me up, I'm there. So I like to think that I can fit the vibe, depending on your vibe. So again, yeah, if people, yeah, I say things, I have opinions and values, but I am also pretty agreeable. I think that I am more understanding. I can understand your point of view to most things. So I like to think that, yeah, I'm someone who gets along with a lot of people. I have friends that I've met at concerts and on the bus and like just random out and about. So I'll find a friend anywhere. So yeah, I would definitely say it's pretty easy for me to get along with people. I hope that's how most people perceive me. But yeah, that's the easy answer, and that's how I feel about it. And if any of my mortal enemies would like to say otherwise in the comments, feel free to send us an email.
Any PR is a good PR. It's good PR. That's all I say. But with that, I will say thank you for wandering beside us. May your night be soft, your questions light, and your path aglow until we meet again. Now, we have one special shout out tonight for the person who guessed our Guess Who Said It correct. We had recently in an episode talked about champagne, and I said that it was one of the worst things I have ever put in my mouth ever, and that was the quote I used for the Guess Who Said It, and Brandy Eames had guessed it correctly. So we're going to shout them out right now. And I'd like to say thank you for the comment. We really appreciate the interaction.
Thanks for playing with us.
If you'd like to also put your hat in the ring for that, anybody who comments, anybody who guesses correctly, either the callback collection, which is we have our clicker that you know about, the reference that we'll put up one reference from each episode that we put up, and if you guess which reference that is correctly, And we'll put up a quote from the episode that one of us said. If you guess who said that correctly, you get a shout out here. And if you guess it on TikTok, and if you guess it correctly first on TikTok, we'll reply to your comment with the next week's thing. So you'll get the first chance to comment in, because you'll be alerted right away when the video goes up, and then you get shout out on TikTok as well. So if you're interested in playing with us, you have access to that. But yeah, again, thank you, Brandy, for guessing and guessing correctly. We really appreciate you.
Brandy!
All right, thank you.